Well, hello, my name is Tiffany Allen, and I am the creator of Thoughts Become Things. And today I am premiering Thoughts Become Outfits. Thoughts Become Outfits. And today I am premiering Thoughts Become Outfits Radio. And with me, I have Pete here. And Pete, do you want to tell us a little bit about what you do and yourself?
Hey, how you doing today? I'm Pete Casaboon. I'm here helping Tiffany launch her new idea. I'm so excited for her. I'm so proud of her, and I can't wait to talk about fashion.
Yes, because that's all we do is talk about fashion.
It's true. It's true.
So to tell you a little bit about Thoughts Become Outfits, I created this program because I love fashion and I also love helping people. I'm a transformational coach, and I like to call myself a stylist for the soul, because not only do I focus on helping you with your outer appearance, I also help you get to the core beliefs that you have about yourself. And usually they are all negative. I know that sometimes we look in the mirror and we're the worst judges that we could ever have about ourselves. So I work with women and men and to help them find out why they have those beliefs about themselves. And we try to work on that. And then once we're finished with that, we try to transform your outer appearance to match the new you. So I have a course called Trend Start From Within that will focus on just that. And Thoughts Become Outfits is kind of just the realm for other courses and stuff that we're going to be coming along. And today we're just going to talk to you a little bit about why fashion is so important. Because I know a lot of times people don't think that it's that important and that buying expensive clothing is unnecessary and a waste of money. But when you think about it from a financial standpoint, it's actually not. Fashion can help you reach a lot of your goals, and just taking time to really invest in yourself will actually get you to your heights also. So it's not really about buying name brand. It's more about actually paying attention and taking the time to invest in yourself more. Pete, would you agree that people should really focus on how their outer appearance looks if they're trying to land a new career or if they're trying to get into a new social group? What are your thoughts on that?
It's so much an expression of who you are. I mean, first looks at people, or the first impressions, are really tell people who you are and whether they're going to let you in or not. I mean, because that's all you have when you first meet somebody that you don't know. And if I'm sounding like I'm talking kind of weird, it's because I'm hearing an echo. So yeah, it's really about that first impression that really lets people know who you are and how you're presenting yourself to the world. Do you know what I mean?
No, I completely agree. I mean, I catch myself often, looking at people and, I can automatically tell if they're not having a bad day or that they're sick just by something that they're wearing. If you see someone that's usually pretty well put together one day and then you see them a couple of days later and they just have on something that's some sweats or a t-shirt, maybe they just threw their hair in a bun, you're kind of like, oh, you're not feeling well? And you're usually right, because however we're feeling on the inside, again, is a reflection of our outer appearance. So if we take the time to really invest in our outfits and really invest in trying to figure out our core beliefs that we have about ourselves, if you take the time to do that, then you can really make a major change. I mean, just like they say, when you look good, you feel good. And I truly believe that. There's plenty of days where I don't feel very well. And unfortunately, you can tell that because I'm not going to put as much effort into myself. But now I've learned to really, even if I don't feel well, to dress well and to try to do that, because in the end, I will feel much better as I go throughout the day.
I found for myself that colors can really change your attitude and how you go out into the world. So like if I'm in a real effervescent mood, I usually dress down so that people kind of take me. And if I'm feeling kind of low, I'll wear something really bright, and that way I kind of project a little bit more. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and that's a great point. If you're feeling down, then maybe you should wear some of the brighter colors like your yellows, oranges, even purple, because that will help you cheer up. And that would also give off the energy to other people that you're happy and you have the energy because of the colors. So that's another thing to focus on. I myself do not wear a lot of color, but that's just a preference. It's not because I don't feel well every day. I just feel that I look better in darker colors.
Yes, I was told what to dress today.
Yes, he was. And of course, it's black, my favorite color. I can't help it. It's just black always looks well on me. So that's what I always want to wear. That's my go-to when I know that I'm not in a good mood, or if I know that I want to look my best. The first thing I'm going to do is go and find something black, because I know that that's just my color. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you all have that certain color that you know that you feel best in, or that you look your best in. So you have your go-to colors also. What do you think?
That's true. What are my go-to colors? I would say probably more of the blues and the greens and the aquas. Maybe a little bit of orange splashing in there a little bit.
You sound a little like Mardi Gras.
You see me dress every day. What do you think?
No, I like those colors, but I'm a little scared of those colors. I would stay away from them. And with me having darker skin, I know a lot of people are always like, you should wear yellow and you should wear bright colors. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. But I know my colors, and I'm going to stick there.
How can we learn our colors?
I think, well, me, I just think whatever I get the most compliments in. Like usually when I'm wearing colors that I'm comfortable with, I get more compliments. If someone were to see me in something that's bright pink, they're gonna be like, "Oh wow, I can't believe you have color on." And I'm like, "Yeah." But it's not like if I have on something that's darker or something like gray, black. Usually, like, "Oh, you look really nice today," because I'm wearing and rocking those colors because I feel best in those colors. So.
I found for me that women really tend to like men that wear brighter colors, especially pinks and that type of thing, because a lot of men don't dare to. So I found I get a lot of compliments when I do that.
So how do you feel when you wear pink though?
It took a little bit of me really stepping into my own space to be able to do it, because I used to feel a little jinky when I used to do it, but I've gotten so many compliments off of it when I do it that I because my love language is compliments.
Yes, that we do. Listen, we're not even going to start there with your love language. We're going to just nip that, because we'll have an hour show. We're not even going to go there. So another thing that I would like to talk to you all about are trends. I'm not really big on spending a lot of money on trendy things. I feel that you should kind of set your own trend, and that way you can really invest in it, because you have shoes that come out that maybe will last for one season. You spent $250 to $300 on them, and you'll never pull them out again. And to me, that just doesn't sound like a good buy. For someone like me that doesn't have all the money in the world as of now, but I really think you should focus on finding your own unique style and going off of that. It's okay to, wear some of the trendy stuff, like for this season for fall and winter, plaid is back. I love plaid, so of course I would find some plaid pieces, but they're going to definitely be in my budget. I wouldn't go all the way out and buy designer plaid, just because I know it kind of comes and goes, and I just don't think it's a good use of your money. What do you think about trendy stuff? Do you think you should spend a lot of money on it, or do you feel that it's something that you should kind of just budget?
Well, it's really interesting when you talk about trendy stuff, because what y'all young people think of trendy stuff is stuff that I wore 10, 15, 20 years ago.
What? I thought we were the same age.
No, I'll admit I'm about twice your age for sure.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah. I love it. So yeah, I tend to like to mix traditional pieces with something a little crazy, but I like to put like one piece of crazy in with a bunch of traditional, because you don't want to look like a circus to me.
Never. You know how I feel about clowns. You never want to look like a clown. Yeah, no, I definitely agree. And for men, it's a lot easier, because you could wear something like you're wearing today, a nice, black sweater with a collared shirt. And if you want to put like a tie with a little color in it to have underneath it, you could do that. Or you could, see what I'm talking about? There you have it. You can do that, or you can wear a solid shirt and just throw on a color tie. There's different things that men can do a lot easier. For women, if we wanted to, mix something trendy with something that's more classic or that's something in our closet that we already have, I would definitely start with a classic jean, or maybe do a classic shoe that you already have, and then something trendy as far as your accessories, your handbag, or maybe your top. I would not go all out in full plaid. I've been seeing that a lot, and that's it's not very flattering to me on a lot of people, but that's the trend now, is to, wear the plaid skirt or the plaid pants with the flat top all together. And I just kind of think, yeah, wow, that's a good.
Yeah. Now, something you've really gotten onto me about in the past year is fit. And I think that's really important, because you've been like hardcore on me about that.
I'm so glad you brought that up. Pete is a prime example of someone that went through an amazing transformation. And when I first met him, he told me that he lost all this weight. How much was it, Pete?
I was 320 pounds. Now I'm 165.
Amazing. Number one. Hey, let me show my muscle.
Oh.
Amazing. Did you see it?
I saw that.
Well, Pete lost so much weight. And when I first met him, he was still wearing like the baggier shirts, and you could really see that he lost weight, and he was still kind of in some of the oversized clothing. And that's exactly one of the things that I talk about in my course is, if you've lost a lot of weight, then you need to show it off. You worked hard, and you really need to invest in showing it off and not being scared. So we've had a couple of conversations where he'll come in and say, well, how do you think this is going to look? And my first reaction is, it's too big. What size did you get? It's way too big for you. And there's some times where you have to actually take the stuff back because the fit just wasn't right. I really think that if you took the time to go to the gym, work out, no matter how you lost your weight, no matter what investment you made, if you did all of that, you really need to invest in yourself and take care of yourself and really be confident in the stuff that you wear. I mean, it's time to show off that you shed 136 pounds. I mean, that's amazing to me. So I always think that you really should try to find things that are more fitted, not as loose of a fit anymore. And especially if you're going to wear layers, kind of like what you have on today.
It's made a big difference in how I view and see myself. In fact, this morning when I was walking out the door to the gym, I had a choice between a big old baggy jacket and a very slim Calvin Klein jacket. You knew I was going to get it in there.
I knew it. I knew it was coming.
And I threw that Calvin Klein on, and I stood for the mirror, and I was like, I'm going to marry that man.
That's it. So am I. So we may have to fight a little about that. So. Well, I think that, and so if you were to have, wore the bigger jacket, don't you think that your mood for the day may have been a little different?
Absolutely. It made a huge difference in how I walked into the world.
Yeah, I really think your style really shows how confident you are or how much self-esteem that you have. And like I said before, I'm not saying that you need to be in full out makeup every day and designer clothing. It's just all about the way that you're feeling and the way that you choose to carry yourself. And that's what, health-wise also. I mean, just like if you feel that you're sick and you're constantly saying, I don't feel well, I don't feel well, I don't feel good, I have a headache. I mean, all of that stuff, you're creating that, so you're not going to feel well. But if you wake up not feeling well, but then you say, well, that's okay, I'm going to make the best of this day. Let me throw on my best outfit. Let me throw on what makes me feel good and wear that. Then I honestly promise you that you are going to feel that way. That's what's going to happen.
I love it. I mean, I think you can so change either from the inside out or the outside in, either way that you can attack it.
No, I agree. And, some people actually have to start from the outside, but I don't believe in that because I feel like that's just masking what's going on the inside. I don't feel that you should buy materialistic things and try to cover up what's really happening with you on the inside. And I know a lot of times we do that. If we don't feel good or we're having a bad day, we choose to just go shopping or we choose to just buy stuff just to make us feel good. But why do you want to be stuck in that one moment of feeling good and not just have everlasting joy where you really invest and get to the bottom of what you're feeling on the inside? Whether it's you're ugly, whether it's you have depression, whatever it is. I mean, I always think that you need to talk about it and figure out what's really going on. And a lot of things, one of the exercises that I like to do are mirror exercises, where I write on the mirror what I really see. And sometimes, I see that I'm my own worst enemy. I mean, I was not pretty at all when I was younger, and I was teased for it. And all the time, I didn't even have a boyfriend until after I graduated high school. And that was probably 2 years after I graduated high school. That was my first boyfriend. I wasn't asked to prom. I asked a coworker to go with me twice. And the same coworker went with me both times because no one, wanted to have anything to do with me. I was this tomboy with unruly hair and, black gums, and I just wasn't cute to them. So, they didn't pay me any attention. And all throughout high school, I just thought that I was ugly and that no one was ever going to want me. And I really believed that. And it wasn't until I started hanging out with, some people that were telling me, like, you're gorgeous, you're pretty. And I kind of one day was like, oh, well, maybe I am kind of pretty. I don't know. But once I was really able to accept that and accept compliments from people and realize that, I'm not this ugly person, I felt much better and I changed my walk. I mean, I look completely different from the way that I did look when I was in high school, but that's because I found out why I felt those ways, and a lot of it stemmed from childhood things that happened to me, and being teased and stuff like that throughout high school. When you're younger, it's just harder to get in that positive mindset, especially when you have kids constantly telling you to think every single day. Once you get into the adult world, you're kind of on your own and you can make your own choices. But I understand for any teenager that's going through the issue with feeling ugly or not feeling good enough. I mean, I struggled with that all throughout middle school and high school and some of my adult years. So I can definitely commend with them on that.
Yeah, some people peak later in life, you know what I mean? And a lot of the people that peak early look really not great later.
Well, that also brings me to something else. I was asked why I didn't want to work with teenagers. Why did I choose to work with adults? And the reason is because when you're a kid or when you're younger, you can make those mistakes and you can learn from them. But once you're older, you kind of get in the mindset of, this is it. I didn't reach my goals by the age of 35 or 40. This is all that I have. And we don't have that mom or dad or mentor pushing you, saying you can be whatever you want to be. You can do whatever you want to do. We lose all of that once we get older. And that's only because your mindset has changed and you've accepted where you are right now. But that's not how it has to be. I mean, you can always do whatever you want to do, no matter what age. It's never, ever too late to start. Would you agree, Pete?
Absolutely. I knew life was going to change for me at 50. I'm 52 years old. I'm in the best physical, mental, spiritual, emotional shape I've ever been in my entire life. And I feel like I'm 15. So age to me is less than a number.
You kind of look 15. I mean, maybe
I kind of act 15.
Maybe 16. I'll take it. No, but you're right. I mean, I wish that I didn't lose that little girl in me so soon, where I had people when I was younger saying, you can be whatever you want to be. You can do whatever you want to do. Because I did, and I just started feeling like I'm trapped here. This is it. I'm not going to, get any better. And that's why I created this whole Thoughts Become Outfits and creating trends with benefits. That's what I mean. Not just creating trends that are here 1 month and they're gone the next month. I mean, really investing in yourself and in your style, something that's going to carry you out throughout your life. You don't want to just be that trendy person. You want to really take care of yourself. I mean, it's all about self-love. You really have to love yourself truly before you can go out and express yourself to the world.
I love that. And part of that is how you express yourself with your clothing and how you take care of yourself.
Right. I mean, how many times do you see a woman in a suit and a briefcase and you're like, she has her stuff together. Like, she looks like she's going places. Versus you seeing someone that's just out running errands and you have no idea what they're doing. You're kind of just like, oh, I wonder, I mean, we all, of course we shouldn't judge, but we do it every day. I mean, we all judge people by what they look like on their outer appearance. I mean, you guys do it when you judge a homeless person. Some people are rude to them because they're homeless, because they look homeless, their outer appearance isn't something that you would deal with on a daily basis. So we all judge people, and we need to realize that you're being judged also. So don't just take it as you're judging people. This person's not this person's not that. that, but you're also being looked at. So you have to take care of yourself also and really show the world who you really are, not who you're covering up to be, not who you're trying to be, but really dig deep down and do some soul searching to find out who you really are. And once you do that, fashion is just going to come right to you. You're going to feel completely different. You're going to want to try new things, new styles, all of that.
I totally agree. And I've taken on this whole new thing of wearing sort of like more bolder type things rather than the more kind of mild and mellow. And it's absolutely changed the way I project into the world. So it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I think that once you really find out who you are, and that's what you did, you shed off all those pounds. And underneath that, there was Pete, this exciting, positive, great guy with great energy, very handsome. For all of you that are not on the live show, Pete is very handsome. And if, you know, listen, he's handsome, and that's all I'm going to say. I don't want to blow his head up too much, so I'm just going to, he's handsome. But once Pete was able to shed off all that weight, all these other negative things and everything left with that weight. So now he's able to really express himself. I mean, of course, you know, people with weight complexes, it takes us a while to come around with, you know, accepting ourselves and accepting the new us, because we were stuck in that mindset for so many years that we were too skinny or that we were too big. So at times, sometimes we still wear some of that clothing that, you know, reminds us of the past. But I believe in, if you've lost a lot of weight, getting rid of all of your clothing that you used to wear that used to fit you, because to me, that's just keeping a negative space and energy in your home. That's not the person you are anymore. And, you know, some people gain weight for reasons, you know, depression or death was in the family, anxiety, for different reasons. So if that's negativity, you need to let that go and you need to get that out of your space.
And something about size, I mean, I always thought I was a medium. So I just bought medium and never even tried it on. And I know so many people will do the same thing. Yeah.
I also work part-time at a retail store. And I had a client that followed me from an old retail store that I worked at for 4.5 years. And she walked in and she had lost over 80 pounds and I didn't even recognize her. Her daughter came in first and I was like, "Where's your mom?" And she's like, "Oh, she's over there." And I was like, "Where?" I was looking dead at her and didn't even recognize her. And I was like, "Oh my goodness." And she's just like, I had to lose the weight. I was getting down. I was getting depressed. And I was like, "I did not know it was you. I thought you were your daughter's friend." Like, she looked that amazing. And so we decided to have a fit session and she kept pulling extra larges and larges. I had to go in there and take them all out and said, "Start with the smallest size. You're small now." And she's like, "No, I'm scared." And I said, "Don't be scared. Try it on. You don't know." And of course, she tried it on. And that was her first time trying a dress on, and it was a small. And she just broke down into tears. I mean, sometimes we just need that extra push, and you just need that extra confidence, because in retail, it's really hard working also with women, because, you know, some people are so insecure about coming in and trying on clothing in the store in front of other girls. And because I'm smaller, if anyone's bigger than me, they're always intimidated by me. And, you know, that really upsets me, because I have weight issues also, and weight complexes about my size. I didn't choose to be this size because of my autoimmune disease. I'm very tiny, but never in a million years would I choose to be this small. And so once I'm able to open up and tell my story to them, it's completely different. They're like, "Oh, okay, well, we're kind of the same person." I'm like, "Yeah, we are," because I have trouble finding stuff just like you have trouble finding stuff. But I'm never going to be here to judge you and make fun of you. I only want to make you feel confident. And there's been plenty of times where we actually have a coaching session while we're trying on clothes, because I'm thinking, what are you thinking in your head right now as you look at yourself in the mirror? What do you see, honestly? And, you know, sometimes they just break down and cry. It's kind of negative. And then sometimes they kind of, you know, sit up a little straighter after they leave the store. And they're like, "I'm going to come back and I'm going to get in that size 10 dress." And I'm like, "I'll be here. I'm ready." And I think as women, we just need that extra push sometimes. Do you feel the same way about men, Pete, or do you think that you guys are a little more secretive?
It kind of depends. You know, you have those men that you're like, okay, he's either European or gay. I have so many.
I like both. Just to put that out there, I like both. So, okay.
You like both? So, I mean, a lot of men are, I think, kind of mindless about how they project themselves out there. You know, mom dressed them, and then maybe, you know, their girlfriend or their wife messed them or dressed them, and they've never really discovered what their own style really is, or maybe they're not comfortable or just not mindful of it. So it makes it kind of easy if you are mindful of how you dress as a man to really impress, because it's not really something in the American man mostly is really kind of shown to be something that's important. So it makes it a little bit easier.
I agree. I mean, I would take a man in a very tailored suit over one just something they threw on that's baggy any day. That's just my personal opinion. But
I was gonna say, like you said about that lady, you know, I had to get a new suit, and I realized that all my suits were just like absolutely draped around me. So I went in there and I didn't look at sizes. I just started pulling out the ones that you know that would fit, and I ended up with a 38 slim. And I literally stood there and looked at myself in the mirror and was almost in tears. I mean, I looked so darn good and felt like $1 million.
I love that you can say that about yourself. I love that you have that confidence to say, I look so darn good.
I mean,
I feel that everyone needs that. Everyone needs that moment when they realize that they're beautiful or that they're handsome, that you need that feel-good moment. I mean, like, of course that's going to bring you to tears.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, it took me so long to get to the point where I had to I accepted that I was not this ugly person. I mean, I weigh about 115, and I'm 27, so that's not, not average. But, you know, I have to accept it. I embrace it now. And, you know, people are always telling me, like, you're too skinny. You need to gain some weight. And I'm thinking, well, that's not fair. You don't know why I'm so skinny, or you don't know the troubles that I'm already having to deal with my weight. So I just don't think it's fair to call anyone skinny or fat, for that matter. I mean, if I went around saying, well, you're too fat, you need to lose some weight. I mean, it's the same thing. It's not fair, and it's not something that's going to make people feel good. So don't think because you see a skinny person, it's okay to say, you're too skinny, you need to put some meat on your bones. I mean,
and Tiffany's not going to do this for herself. I totally want to shout out what an inspiration she is, because she goes through a lot with her own, you know, her physical body, and she always presents herself so darn classy and beautiful, no matter how she's feeling physically. You have no idea, you know, how it's just amazing to me. I mean, I know the struggles sometimes that she goes through, but she doesn't often talk about it. But whenever I see her, she just comes in just with her back straight up, you know, and shoulders high, and she's showing it. She's proud, she's gorgeous, and just amazing. And whenever I go out with her, I'm always like, yeah, I'm with that. I'm with that. You know, it's always just amazing.
And it's the same. And I'm like, yeah, that's me over there. And what Pete is talking about, and of course I was not going to say it, I have lupus, and I was diagnosed with that in my early 20s. And he's right. A lot of times people have no idea until I talk about it or I tell them that I have this disease. And, you know, it affects your organs. Mine, unfortunately, is my lungs. So that's usually where everything goes wrong. But, you know, I just don't let it get down to me. And I still decide to take pride into how I look and how I dress and just how I present myself, because that makes me feel better. I'm not dressing a certain way for other people. I'm doing it for myself, or it makes me feel good, so I want to do it. And I think that a lot of people sometimes get so caught up in trying to impress others with their appearance and not really doing it for themselves. And that's where we get lost a lot of times. That's why, you know, you see a lot of women go out and have on the tightest dress, low cut, or the shortest. I mean, I'm not doing all that. I don't think that's the way to get guys. I don't think that's the way to exploit yourself as a woman. You can be sexy just by being confident in a pair of jeans and a nice shirt. I mean, you don't have to do all that, honestly, if you know, unless that's just your style. I mean, I know some people that's just what they like to wear, but usually it's something deeper than that.
Absolutely. So let's talk about your program a little bit.
Yes, I have a program called Trends Start From Within that will be launching on December 1st, and it is a 30-day workshop. There will be 4 live-in calls. It comes with a workbook, a private Facebook group, and the whole thing is based around New York Fashion Week. Obviously, because we've been talking about fashion this whole time, and I can't wait until I'm invited to New York Fashion Week. Not go, but invited to New York Fashion Week. And so I'll take you through a 30-day course of doing a lot of mirror exercises and a lot of soul searching to find out who you really are. And then the last 2 weeks will focus on changing your outer appearance to match how you're feeling now. It's going to be a great course. It's my first course. I actually wrote it all by myself. I didn't have any help. There's a lot of great graphics. Thanks to Jamal. He helped me out with a lot of the stuff. And the workbook is fantastic. And I just can't wait to work with a great group of women. And everything that I talk about in the workbook is actually stuff that I've been through. And that's one thing that I'm very keen on, is to only talk about things that I've experienced and I've actually had to conquer myself, because that's the best teaching, I believe. So I won't be talking about relationships ever, well, until I get on the right track with them. But everything from abuse, weight complexes, autoimmune diseases, self-esteem issues, depression, anxiety, all of that will be discussed in this course, because like I said, I've been through all of that and I want to help you guys go through it. So that launches December 1st, and it's going to be a live broadcast for the 4 calls. And then you'll also get a 30-minute call with me, the Facebook secret group. And I'm only going to take about 25 to 30 people, because I want it to be really intimate, and I want you all to get as much attention from me as you can. And I want you all to feel safe and in an environment where we're not judging each other. So I'm very excited about that. I cannot wait until that launches. So be sure to go to my website at www.thoughtsbecomeoutfits.com to check to see when it launches, and to also just kind of see what else I have going on, because I do offer one-on-one coaching for anyone that's interested in that also.
Amazing. I'm very excited. And you let me see a preview of the workbook, and it was beautiful, just
Thank
like you.
Thank you, Pete. I'm very excited about the workbook. So to wrap up, I want to thank ZCAT Systems and the team in California for allowing this, for making this all possible and allowing me to broadcast my first live show today. I really appreciate you guys, and I can't thank you enough. Also, if you want, you can find me on Facebook. My Facebook page is Thoughts Become Outfits. I would love for you to go over there and like my page. And also be sure to sign up for my email list on my actual website so you can know when the next show will be. And again, the website is www.thoughtsbecomeoutfits.com. And I've enjoyed you guys. Pete, is there anything that you want to say?
I just want to say, if you have an event or something you really want to get out there, contact us at zcatsystems.com. Sorry, I'm hearing an echo, so it's throwing me off. But yeah, zcatsystems.com. If you have an event or something you want to get out there. Also, TBORadio.com. It's still throwing me off. Sorry.
It's okay. I can kind of hear it in here also. But thank you guys again for tuning in, and we will be letting you know via the email sign up on my website when the next show will air. You can also check my Facebook page, again, Thoughts Become Outfits. And that's it. Bye. Thank you guys for tuning in.